The Corolle company is one of the biggest names in dolls in France. They produce a wide variety of dolls, babies and fashion dolls. Mostly their dolls are designed for children's play. The company started in 1979 and are still going strong. Throughout the years, their most popular doll has probably been the Cheries doll. This doll is comparable in size to Welly Wishes or Hearts for Hearts and has a similar aesthetic. Unfortunately for fans, she unexpectedly stopped being produced in 2020. But since then, Corolle has introduced a new doll that really takes the place of Les Cheries and has a similar size and point in the market. That doll is called Corolle Girls. These dolls were introduced in 2022. They're about 28 centimetres tall, and as you can see, they are that similar size, taking the place of a kind of younger sister doll to a larger fashion doll. There are 4 characters in the line, and we're introduced to have the idea of diverse characters with different ethnicities represented, and also very different stories and interests that might appeal to modern girls. The one I have here, this is Luna. She's described as imaginative. Luna likes to dream and is enthusiastic about handicrafts, painting and reading. There are 3 other dolls in the line. And as their descriptions state, we have romantic Valentine, who loves dancing and ice skating. Fashionista Melody is fascinated by social media, music and rollerblading. And finally, Zoe is committed to environmental protection. You can find her on adventures in nature. Her favourite accessory is her rubber boots. The average price for one of these dolls is about €30, so I guess she's not cheap in terms of the play doll market. So you will have to really like these dolls if you're going to go out and buy one. But that said, most dolls I think in France are roughly about there, perhaps a little bit more expensive than you would pay in America. As well as the dolls, each of them has a variety of fashionable accessory packs that you can buy. This was my favourite one, so I thought I would give it a go. The accessory packs are on the market for about €20 each, and you get a full outfit, some shoes and some other items. Today I'm going to be opening Luna and having a look at what she's like and if I think she is good value for either play or collection. One of the things that always differentiates a doll that is designed primarily for play with a doll that is designed for collection is the box. When I look at a box like this, it is clearly a play design doll with really no expectation that a collector is going to be buying them. Obviously some will, but we're saying that it's not a big part of the market because there is really no way of getting into this box without destroying it. I'm literally stabbing through the cardboard here with my scissors. It is going to be completely torn to pieces when we get out. Now, so that means that a collector who is buying this doll is going to have to decide whether they want to keep her in the box. And as you see, she does look quite nice in the box. It's got her name, Coffret Luna à la plage, Luna beach set, even with an English translation. We can see all the accessories. We can see her face really clearly. There are a few marks on the box, a little stray hair that's stuck inside, but it would still be fine to display her. But once you've opened it, there is just no way of getting her back in. So yeah, you're going to be deciding whether this is display in the box or display out of the box. We're not going to open her up, play with her, redress her, and then pop her back in. Just won't work. So I've torn off the front. We can see her here. I like that there aren't many plastic straps holding her in. The ones that there are mostly loops. I'm going to cut through those because, as I say, there's just no point keeping this box and there aren't a lot of them. So we're going to cut through those and release her. There are also a couple holding the clothing down. To me, that I find that quite frustrating. I've said this lots of times before because I really do find that it damages the clothing. I don't know why we have to display all those things, but I guess maybe it is to appeal to, a child coming through the store. There is her towel. It is free. It's just a piece of fabric with overlocking around the edge. Nothing wrong with it, nothing amazing about it. Her bag has hooked off. It's quite cute. It works properly. It's got little straps. Luna herself is nearly free. I'm just cutting her hair free. I'm always nervous about loops around the hair because of course we could be cutting through that hair as we release her. There she is. It was pretty easy to get her out. She is free. She's got some little earrings. She's got a bathing suit. She has a kind of sarong. We've also got a few more accessories from the box here. We've got some heart-shaped sunglasses. This thing that is probably a water bottle, but honestly, if she's only drinking that much water, she's not going to get through the day. But she has a giant bottle of sunscreen. Fantastic. As an Australian, I know the value of a lot of sunscreen, but I think that maybe selling in Europe, we probably need more water than sunscreen, if you see what I mean, about the miniature size of the water bottle and the giant size of the sunscreen. And we've got her glasses that just slip on. Now, this was not the doll that I was planning to buy. If you remember when I first introduced the Corolle Girls, when I was looking at dolls available here in France, there was actually a different one who I was looking at. And that one was the Valentine Paris set, which I liked because we had those cute Paris clothing. There are a few reasons why I opted for Luna à la plage instead. First of all, if you have a look at Luna's face, I started to decide that I liked her face a little bit more. You know, a bit more realistic, different skin tone, pretty hair colour. The other reason, if you have a look at her feet here, you'll see that the feet actually come off. Now, after I did a little bit more research of these dolls, I realised that their shoes are like, I guess they're like Bratz shoes. The ends of the legs come off to replace the shoes. Now, I kind of get that idea, but personally, I don't want to take her feet off. I want her to have feet. And so I realised that these beach sets, they had proper feet, so she could wear shoes on top of those as well. Okay, so we've got Luna, we've got her human feet rather than shoe feet, sunscreen, water, glasses. We have her clothing here. The sarong is tied on. Now, as a play doll, I think that actually may be something that's relatively hard for a child to get back on. For an adult, obviously that is totally fine. And we have her bathing set here. I'm going to take that off so that we can see what her body is like. As with most play dolls, she's got these sort of built-in underwear. I quite like that these are fairly subtle, don't have any real pattern to them, and I think that doesn't mar the reality of her body. It's quite a nice body. She obviously has pretty limited posing abilities. I do like that her joints all move, you know, a lot, so she can move around, back, forward, gives her a great range of movement, but obviously we don't have jointed elbows, wrists or knees, and that is a pity, of course, as a doll collector. One thing that I really like about flat-footed dolls, and generally dolls with a little bit less posing as well, is the ability to stand up. She is pretty stable without a stand, and I think that's really nice, especially because most play dolls don't come with any kind of stand. So if they have heels, well, you just can't stand them, and I think that that's a real pity for both play and collection. Luna does also have a really beautiful and expressive face. I love her smile, you know, it makes her look happy, and that's something that I think not enough dolls look. She has quite realistically coloured eyes, not exaggerated makeup, but still retains, you know, that prettiness. So I think her face is really well done. The hair is very soft. It has a slightly dry feeling, just holding it, and it has got some kinks from the packaging. So I think her hair, although it's nice and thick, it's not quite, you know, as high quality as some. I guess I wouldn't expect that for a doll who costs, you know, about $30. But it could be a little bit more luxurious. As for her clothing and her accessories, to be honest, I'm fairly underwhelmed by them. The glasses are okay, you know, the lenses are clear, but it's just one solid piece of plastic. It's not really anything, you know, special about them. Already mentioned the odd sizing of the sunscreen and the water. The towel, literally just one piece of fabric. The sarong as well, it's been hemmed, but you know, it's just one cut piece. The swimsuit and the bag are the best of the accessories, in my opinion. It's a nice colour. I think that will appeal to kids, but it also looks cute on. But still, there's nothing very exceptional about those. They're just nicely made. And yeah, that's fine. But for her value, I guess, you know, I might hope for a little bit more. Now, when it comes to the outfits that you can buy for these dolls, they're, I said early on that the doll is about 30 euros. The outfits are about 20 euros. Obviously, they can be a little bit more or less depending on where you buy them and whether there is a sale on. I got this one because I felt that, you know, I liked it the most of all of the outfits available for them. But it's not a great value either. I mean, you're paying 2/3 of the cost of the doll for just an outfit, and just looking at it, it doesn't really have any more accessories than she came with. It does have shoes in there as well, and as I said, I'm going to have to take her feet off to get those shoes on. It's going to be a similar experience opening this box as opening the doll box. I'm going to get that done. There were so many snips to snip getting this outfit out. It was not fun, and you might have noticed that when I peeled off the earrings, they flew everywhere. I nearly lost them. They are right here, but you know, if I were a child getting that off, not only was it very difficult, but I probably would have lost them. So can't say that was a great experience, but it is out. There is really, I feel like for the price I paid, there is not much here. So going to the positives, the little backpack is very cute and it does really open and close. It's got straps for her to wear. They aren't adjustable, but I probably wouldn't expect that for a doll. There are shoes. Like I said, I'm pretty iffy about the whole idea of the shoes for these dolls, but at the same time, you know, it's good that they came with shoes. The clothing is cute. I chose this one, I guess, because it's got some feminine flair, but it isn't girly, and I liked that about it. You know, it's pink, but it doesn't seem girly to me, so I think it's cute. Yeah, that's probably the positives there. The little, I'm not sure what to call this, the jumper is nicely made, I think. The pockets are not real, but they're decorative. The shirt, very basic. I like the pattern, but it's a very, very simple design. Now, negatives, the glasses are literally exactly the same glasses as came with the doll, maybe a slightly fractionally different shade. I reckon these ones are just a tiny bit darker pink, but that's probably just from the batch they're made in. You know, I feel like we could be getting different glasses, at least a different colour when we buy the outfit. The earrings, absolutely tiny. I can't see any point in a pair of earrings like that. I'm just going to lose those. You know, I think I am, and if I were a child, I definitely would. Got the mobile phone. It's a kind of a fun idea, but I think it is going to be absolutely giant with Luna. So again, we're getting that weird sizing. I mean, that looks like, I don't even know what I was going to say. It looks like a phone from the early 90s, but of course it wouldn't have looked like a smartphone then. And it's not the right shape to be an iPad, so it's just really odd. But nonetheless, you know, I think the outfit is cute. I just think it's not quite worth €20. But nonetheless, let's put it on her. The outfit fits beautifully and it was relatively easy to get on. It is worth remembering that it's actually a lot harder to dress a doll that doesn't have the articulation in the elbows, especially when the clothing is not stretchy. I actually found the shirt quite difficult to get on over her hands. I've just popped the mobile phone in here. It could obviously go in her backpack, but then we wouldn't see it. And yeah, like I say, you can see how oversized it is. I'm not sure it's really worth having a prop that is just so out of scale. The shoes look fine on, but I'm really uncomfortable with this idea of taking the doll's feet off to put them on. I guess the plus side of that is that she, you know, it doesn't change her stability. So she's still very, very good standing up, whereas if we put shoes on, she would automatically become a little bit less stable. It's actually quite tricky to do as well. And, you know, I know we could heat her legs or the shoes up a little bit to make them slide on better, but I don't think a child would be able to do that. So I think it's an odd way to do it. We can see with her glasses on that you can still see her eyes through them, and I like that about the glasses, but honestly I don't like much else about them. Like I say, just a piece of plastic. They do go with the jumper and that's good. I like this outfit. I think it's fun, like I said, without being overly feminine. So I think, you know, the values that it's showing are pretty good. There's really nothing that, you know, I dislike about it, except that it just isn't amazing. And I guess for the price, I just feel it's not quite there. One thing I thought about this doll is that because of her scale, she would actually probably make a really fantastic companion or, you know, sister doll for the 16-inch fashion dolls. And if you have a look here, I think that is spot on. This is a Tyler Wentworth doll, well, a Tyler Wentworth line doll. Her name is Shauna, from the Robert Tonner dolls. And I actually feel that Luna is perfectly scaled beside her. So a really good companion doll if, you know, you're looking to expand and have a few dolls in a display together. Overall, I definitely think she is a cute doll. And in terms of a child's doll, yeah, she would really make a fun toy with a few modest, you know, reservations to that. In terms of, in particular, I guess, the value and you know, the variety of clothes available and the value of those clothes. I really don't know that it is there yet. As a collector piece, I think, I guess a similar thing to say, she's probably better value for a collector than, you know, than I think she is as a toy. So I do think she's very pretty. And I think that, you know, the sculpt is lovely and the styling, you know, works. I really wish the feet were different. To me, that is, you know, that's something I really don't like and I would change if I could. And that's why I purchased the one with the human feet, because I plan to get her shoes that will go over those feet rather than changing them. I think that the doll herself, other than the feet, is really fantastic. And I think that the value is actually quite good on the doll. As for the clothing and accessories, I don't think that they're quite there. The accessories to me were pretty, plasticky, cheap, and not really any of them were proper scale. While the clothing is better, it's very basic. And yeah, I guess it's neither that good for display nor that good for play value if it is that basic. So I know this is relatively early on. These dolls have only been around for, I think, 2 years now. And so hopefully they will improve. They've only had a few releases, but I think that, they do need to. I like her. Would I recommend her? I guess it depends what you're buying her for as to whether I would recommend her. I think as a companion to your doll collection, she's really nice, but as a centerpiece, I'd probably say I probably wouldn't. Please leave a comment to let me know what you think of this doll, or maybe if you've had a different experience with the Corolle Girls that you would like to mention. And please don't forget, as usual, to like and subscribe to my channel.